I'm so sick of people getting bad advice. And one of the worst pieces of advice that I hear all the time is don't date a broke man. Wrong. Wrong. It's not don't date a broke man. Don't date an uneducated man. For when he is intellectually inferior, he will assert his dominance in other arenas. Let me say that again because I need to drop that down. When he is intellectually inferior, he will assert his dominance in other arenas.
This is bad advice. It's something you want to be true, but as an expert in dating broke men and then dating not broke men, I must tell you, if you want to get hurt several times, if you want somebody to try to steal from you, if you want somebody to try to demoralize you in several ways, specifically if you do happen to make more money than them, take this man's advice. Okay? The first man I fell in love with used to sell plasma. I need you to understand this, okay? Men don't suffer quietly, specifically around women, specifically around empathetic women. When men are suffering, and trust me, in a world where masculinity is synonymous with being able to provide and making money, when men have an inferiority complex because they feel like they are broken, they are not making money, best believe they take it out on you. It doesn't matter how smart they are, because I'm somebody who loves smart people, right? And again, this is what this person is saying is something you want to be true. You want to believe that you can survive off intellect and love, but they are always going to feast for more than that. I promise you, they do not possess the humility and this, and it's not, that isn't even 100% their fault, because they are taught from birth. Being a man means you're able to provide, you're able to make money. When they're not able to do that enough to their own satisfaction, I've seen this time and time and time and time and time again with extremely intelligent men who have so much to offer, but they are not where they're at financially. They're not where they're at in their life. Maybe they still would live with their mom. They're going to come into your space and act like they own it. And they're going to act like they pay for it. And they're going to be confused when you have a rebuttal. I really need you to hear this, because it's happened to me so much that I'm like, this is bad advice. And it's bad advice because it's something that sounds like it makes sense. From the outside, it sounds like it makes sense. Get somebody who's educated. Get somebody with intellect. They can use it against you, though. You know, and honestly, even my father is an example. He's a super smart, crazy person. Broke off his ass. I don't think he's ever owned anything. You know what I mean? He stole from my mom. And one of my brokest ex-boyfriends got mad at me when I wouldn't lend him my beats. So there's everything that he's speaking of. It just transfuses into a different modality when somebody's insecure, because men have a hard time not suffering in silence. Actually, that's the wrong way to put it, because they definitely be suffering in silence. You're going to feel it when they're hurt. As you are collateral damage when they are hurt, specifically financially, because they associate that with self-esteem. And when they don't feel good, they're not good to you. You know that to be true, and I need you to know that to be true, because fuck, it hurts. Okay? Fuck, it hurts when you love someone intellectually and they're fucking you over in other ways. I don't know a single man who is able to be fully, and I don't know every man, okay? I'm not saying there aren't men like this, but in my experience, somebody who leads with intellect and conversation and loves those people and tries so hard to love those people, fuck, do they make it hard for you. They make it so hard for you. Okay? Your space, especially if you happen to have a space, you gotta act like it's theirs, because their ego can't take that. Do you know what I'm saying? And I've said this before and I'll say it again, my biggest issue in relationships has been men in my space, specifically men who don't have their own space, specifically men who live at home, who aren't financially where they want to be yet. They don't know how to have that respect for a woman's space and not act like they're paying for it and you're a guest, in my experience. Okay, I'm sure there's some people who do. Also, the last broke guy I went out with, he wasn't even broke anymore, but he was harboring so much resentment for that time, and I felt like he put it on me in only 2 dates, right? He started saying, I can tell you and I move different, like I'm a Scarborough man's, and I can tell and just complaining about like the price of drinks and complaining about where I wanted to go and just complaining and saying, oh, I thought you were going to buy my beer and I was wet and now I'm dry. And this guy isn't even actually broke. You know what I'm saying? So it's a dream. You want it to be true. But think about like the financial trauma people really hold on to. And then think about if your whole life you're told that how much you can make means how much you mean to society, how much you mean to women, how much you mean to people. And have they actively undone that? Have they done the work to undo that switch in their brain? Odds are, especially if they're not where they want to be in life, there's probably some things that have been left untouched, untapped in regards to trauma that they're sitting on because they might be in survival mode. They might be in fight or flight mode. It takes so much conscious work to undo that part of them that will put their suffering onto you, particularly when it's financial. Like they might buy you ice cream and hold it over your head. Okay? So while we want this to be true, and I really enjoy the sentiment, take it from me, it's not. Okay? I promise you, I've done the research, okay? I dated the broke men, so you don't have to. And I want it to be true so bad. I would love it. I would love it if Tyler Perry was right, you know? Get you a man who can just pay the light bill. And that's enough, and then he's good to you. No, he's mad that he can only pay the light bill. And you're going to feel it. I promise you that.